My name is Kenneth Bird. The company is Ileg Technology Screens. We are starting a product line collection for the Ileg screen paints. We're going to have several different forms of colors with this, including the ultra black. We finished one yesterday we called Ileg Jade Onyx Cinematic. And this one right here is called Ileg Sapphire Black Cinematic. Alright, let's begin. I can go over here. So right now what we're doing is what we call a test run. Gives us an idea of basically what we need to change, anything we need to upgrade on it. I already have 2 upgrades I'm going to be doing to them already. This gives us an idea where we sit at with the technology. And again, like all the other ones, they have the same thing where they're able to one coat application. It can be sprayed on or rolled on. Ultra short though compatible, fully weatherproof, projector mapping applications and stuff like that. And then we have this on the Epson Powerlight S6 projector at 600 by 800 720p SVGA. Of course, using eco mode and under factory settings. The environment lighting we have in here is at 24,000. Of course, it's commercial, of course. Sorry, we don't have sound with these videos. I have not bothered to pick up the speakers, just for me to observe and see exactly what needs to be upgrade on here. So I got 2 things that will be upgraded. I mean, it's fantastic, but I've got other things I want to do to advance it just a little bit more. Have Velcro here. I'm going to go get a Velcro stand to stick these things on. To 4K snow screensavers. Attention when I'm doing it. Some little light bulbs into it. There we go. Now, this is a bit of a strange one, I'll tell you why. The formula is very dark. It is very, very dark. It dries extremely light, but also, too, it reads contrast. So it's a very interesting one, because I was coating it down, I was like, wow, this is like really coming out when it dries. It dries very light. So it picks up, like I said, it's the same white. The other one does the same thing, too. They go on dark, they dry light. And they also pick up an amazing contrast. Those with the white levels are absolutely outstanding. Like I say, screens are not your normal screens. This one's blue, the other one's green, and then we have the black one. We'll be doing a red one soon. As you can see, for a strange color, reads color perfectly. explain this enough? When we show off the wolf, snow wolf, it shows off 3 different shades of white. That's what you have to be to pick up. Skyworth food demonstration. Take a look. So when we look for, we have a screen that has a different color. We need to make sure that everything's big enough. We don't want to trace the blue and feed into everything. Much like wearing yellow swim glasses. Everything you see is in yellow or red or blue. We don't want to see that. When you're testing screens, I can read by having a color code to them. There's a lot of testing that has to go. Like I said, what I've seen in most, well, no, we haven't seen any testing. They just put the screen, darken the environment, whatever, little crap that goes on in there, and say it's done. And we get our hands on it and go, oh, heck no, this thing's not even nowhere near. We're missing a ton of testing. Use ultra short throws. I see those a lot, even with the certifieds. I see a lot of ultra short throw demonstrations. At distance throw, you're gonna end up. One's gonna be very upset if you use a long throw. It's gonna be a massive difference. A long throw versus ultra short throw, it's gonna be a massive difference. You've already seen it happen in the customer. Someone's customer, your screen washed out. If you had an ultra short throw projector, I bet your image would have picked up much better. But the distance throw wouldn't have been there. That's why you can't use ultra short throws. Short throws are great to show that it's compatible. And again, I can't say this enough when it comes to screen paints. Even the stuff you pull off the shelf is compatible with an ultra short throw. What you're going to have to be to prove is your quality levels. The type of colors you're picking up, if your color balance is correct, if you're reading contrast, that's what you're going to have to prove, quality. You operate that machine in a fully lit environment, which tend to be used. And that's what I find shortcoming, which is funny to say, about the ultra short throw, that everyone has to display those machines are in a dark environment. They're not meant for dark environments. You do know that, right? It's designed to replace a TV. There you go. And I see people in dark environments with these machines all the time. Oh no, it's like a TV set-top. No. TVs, you don't have to do that. I've never had a TV that I had to ambient control my environment for a TV. I never went through that. It's unheard of. It sounds stupid if you go to a store and say, hey, I want to buy this TV, yeah, but you can't operate it in a fully lit environment. You look at it like they're nuts. So you can't replace something if you can't act like it. Two more, which will be popping up pretty soon. They're under the desk. They're already made. We have a haze, which is gorgeous. Like a chestnut one. It's beautiful. And then we have a red one that's coming out, which we haven't figured out the name for that one yet. I like this company. It has so much lighting in it. I said before that, you know, watching demonstrations in these dark environments, and again, overhyped projectors, it just cheats the customer, it really does. Because I could never use that product where I'm at right now. It won't work for us. These will be available. We decided to go with the 50-ounce container. The paint's up on our end. We don't know about anybody else, but we've done testing on our end. Paint down demonstration. 50 ounces gets us 180 inch ring. Spray on application, roll on application. That's painting straight to plexiglass, which is a very, very temperamental surface to coat. We can do it in one application. Plexiglass demonstrations. It's a very difficult surface to paint, that's why. Once you have to prime that surface first, it's just not required. Got a little TV up there. Now, Michelle, like the screen looks? I'll lean over here a minute. I should shut my door on my projector. See how dark this stuff is. It's very interesting. When I first coated it down, I was like, wait a minute, this thing is coming up really light. They both do that. They both come out very, very dark. You look at them, we paint them in. But they dry extremely light, but they're able to read contrast, which means they have the ability to generate higher white levels. So, that's the screen right there. That's the color right there. So this changes into that. Now, I think the reason why the Lord had it made that way, because then you get people come on and say, oh, we could do the same thing. So you have to figure out how to make a screen that comes up dark, then transfers to light, and still pick up contrast at the same time, register at $24,000 and operate projectors under $20. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But we don't care about that, because at the end of the day, you have to beat 13 of them. There's 13 of these coming out, including with all the other technology or engineering. So like I said, pace yourself. You can mess around, have a heart attack, mess around with this stuff. It won't be to keep up. You're gonna make one, you gotta make them all. One of these will have roughly 30 tests underneath of them. You have to complete all 30. Each one of these at 13. It's a lot of work, ain't it? Yeah, that's why I said if you're not used to doing tests to begin with, you can't do our stuff. You don't do testing. And then we're just end up buying it, trashing it on YouTube. Take it to court. Besides, quite frankly, no one to buy from you, not when it comes to our stuff at the end of the day, because no one wants to wreck their investment on people who don't know how to make products correctly. Look at that, got another product line. Got another couple more to the table. understand people doing videos and just doing dark environments. Going, look, it looks fantastic. I can make notebook paper look amazing on a 4K projector in a dark environment. That's easy. It's nothing hard to do. This is going to be beautiful. I think churches are going to lean more toward this one right here. You're going to have a different color instead of having gray, boring looking gray screen and white screen. You can have color now. We've been doing color technology for a very long time. You know that technology is transparent? We can make a transparent version of it too. Actually, the gunmetal will be the first one of its kind. It'll be the first transparent gunmetal that can absorb about 100 to 120,000 lux of sunlight. Somebody on YouTube talking about where's 100,020? When you see that direct sunlight strike that screen, that's 100,000 lux of direct sunlight. That's what that is. Afternoon's 120, morning time is 100. Now if we're doing this, we got in the shade, that's not even anywhere near 100,000 lux of sunlight. But it's enough light out there to take a screen out easily. If we're doing this in direct sunlight, yeah, that's 120,000 lux. We did it in the afternoon with a halo system wrapped around a screen at 300 lumens. I'm really shocked that that projector was able to read out there because, again, nothing survives with that much light hitting a projector and screen. Nothing. That did. So that technology is really, really interesting. OLED 4K demonstrations. Somebody talking about 3D is used for silver, not anymore. With the black technology that reads 3D. You do know there's contrast in 3D, right? It's a requirement. It is. Contrast is embedded in everything. And projector mapping, visual effects, all that stuff requires. Even holograms requires black, including 3D. From this technology, we also are going to bring out the Apex Gamer. It's a version of that one too. There's an invisible one, and the invisible one we had outside playing around with it. That's a square piece. And then we got another one that's a roll on and spray on application. Why when you see me show you the green, the jade, what did I say? Pace yourself. You're going to lose your mind at the end of the day. I told you. Look at their channels. You're gonna see them ranting like crazy. They're not gonna overload. Your system's gonna shut down. There's so much of this technology gonna be pumping out so fast, so quick. You're gonna be in your channel ranting like a madman. The Jade technology, we got to 29 calls from you know who, ranting. Just ranting. It's just nothing but them ranting, yelling on the phone, ranting. Of course, we don't hear it because, again, as I told you before, they sent some of it over to us to look over. But it's just him on the phone ranting, just screaming. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, from a person at the end of the day who moved on to bigger and better things, just 29 calls. How many times a person calls you over and over again? We didn't hear it because, like I said, they screamed before they hit us. But called over and over again and again. This is where you start saying that people have mental issues. There's something wrong with them. Or either they're having a nervous breakdown. He's having a nervous breakdown. 29 calls of him just screaming. We can't hear you, buddy. Just want to let you know. It goes through a screening process. They'll send one over to us and say, hey, this guy called you 29 times. Your address comes up. Special caller ID. Even if you're on a fake number, we can still ping it back to your address. So either way, like I said, we know where it's coming from. But just screaming on there. He's lost his mind. Can't process it. That's what it is. Seeing so much of this technology come out, and look at the fantastic results we get, and then they're stuck in these dark environments, spending all this money for these projectors, and the machines require calibrations because the screens don't work correctly, and it makes them so angry and upset that they can't do what we're doing over here. That's what makes them upset. They can't figure out why and how, and the only way they can react to it, because they can't make it themselves, is they go mad. And that's what he's doing. He's self-destructing. That's why I said, pace yourself. We got another one tomorrow. I'm going to get a different one. Oh, no. Go and get that one. Come out and get that one instead. And this is a good one for children. It's really good. I like the color with it. Let's see. Different skin tones. Now, mind you, the lighting we have here is abnormal. Yeah, it's 24,000 in the ceiling. Yeah, the average. Yeah, I was in the hospital, and the lighting in there was as bright as I was in here. So yeah, the lighting we have here is unusual. So it's better to have it this way because, again, what better way to test your stuff out? A lot of lighting. Because again, that means that the customer turns the lights on, it's not going to affect the screen because it used to be in much more harsher light. So the dark environments, no good. When we take it downstairs and normal lighting, yeah, they're insane. That's what happened to the fellow Fernando who sent over his paint to us. He sent over this really dark mixture. That's when he wrote on the container, not ambient light rejection or whatever that nonsense is. But anyway, he was trying to figure out the paint he had, that Frankenstein, was actually very light. It's a light gray. You saw the original video we showed you at the end of the day. It's light gray. So he made it darker to try to compete with this gunmetal technology. And the reason why the gunmetal technology looked lighter, because we had it in a basement with these high-powered lights, and we had the screen pushed all the way up to the ceiling to absorb all that light. And that's why the screen came out lighter. We bring it upstairs, it goes super dark, because again, it's used to being, it has a lot of light in the environment, so it lightens the screen. And that's what he thought the color was, because he was trying to match the color to the product. That's what he was trying to do. So when this product came over, it was far lighter than our product, which is ultra dark, because he tried to match that color from there. He failed miserably. And then again, when you make that paint, you're just putting in black and white paint. They do reversals, where basically, if you were to take white paint, it'll take you forever. You're going to be soup soap. black paint you have to put in to get it to darken. You lose count. So the fastest way to do it without losing count is to do the reversal. Like I said, we've been making this stuff for years. And the reversal is where they start off with the base being black. And then they add the white in. It's easier for you to be able to get that color tone just right if you're using it that way. That's how we're able to make the UV mix. We made the UV mix with 6 teaspoons of white paint. We did a reversal. And I was like, that was it. We matched it because we bought this stuff and we matched it perfectly. So then when the Frankenstein came through, I had it on the blacklist and put the containers together and I said, oh shoot, it's off by 1 shade. And that's it. So now we know how to make it. And then I figured out the bullseye primer I had upstairs, the dark gray, the same thing. So it's software gray by the 235 sample sheet. And Sherwin-Williams does the same thing too. So yeah, we found out. So like I said, through that whole discussion back and forth, we're saying, well, we're lying. My product would never, well, we sent it to you. Sent the paint to them. It didn't have to be that particular brand. Anything would have matched. Literally anything. Any black and white would have did the same thing. So sent it to them, we got it back. So that confirmed it. You can make your stuff. That's what I said. That's why stuff has to be tested. You don't want to be getting something you can start off a shelf. You could have did it yourself. So I'm testing about any of that stuff. That's how people make products today. Your biggest threat is not us. Your biggest threat is Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, any one of those companies that make paint. There's your threat right there. Because everything they got in there is going to match your stuff. Goose screen? Oh my goodness. You don't even want to know. I've done a lot of testing offline on a lot of people's products. Even Elite screens. That stuff can match. A lot of that stuff can match your stuff. Now, as for the gunmetal, that's a different category class right there by itself. But a lot of these light gray products, oh, heck yeah. If Home Depot decided to sell screens, they got the paint in there to do it. They got it. Now they got barbecue grills in there, and they sell patio furniture. Like they even got a section there where they sell all the seasoning for meats and barbecue utensils and everything in there. So they can literally make their own projection screen paint. That's what everybody thought the silver screen was. They thought the silver screen was their own screen paint. It wasn't this small silver screen. But if they did decide to do that, that would put a lot of people out of business. Because you'd have to compete with a company that literally has so much great paint you can choke off of it. No, for us, that'd be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I could literally go in there and plant that idea into their head. I know people work at Home Depot. I know people who work there. So I can just ask and say, hey, how come you guys don't sell screen paint? I can give them basic ingredients to make great paint. It would take out y'all stuff easily. We wouldn't have to do a thing. Just let them do it. They'll make the great paint. They'll make it far better than you guys at the end of the day. They got the company, they got the money, the push, the advertising, and the power to get it done. They can literally wipe you guys off the market. We don't have to do a darn thing. We just watch it unfold. And then since we develop technology far better than gray, we can come in and wipe out the gray ingredients we had them make. Which means they would have to buy from us. See, that's business. That's how you run business. That's how you do a business strategy. You have to know business strategy. Get a company to wipe out everybody else, which you can't compete with, and then we wipe that company out. They buy from us. Since they already been bit with the home theater bug and they've made some good money off of it, why not upgrade something better and make more? That's how you do business. You don't go out and do false advertisement in someone's product or slander people or dox addresses. Do that thug gangster nonsense. You don't do that. That doesn't give you a business. That gives you crimes. That's what that gives you. You don't know how to conduct business. Paint's gorgeous. I freaking love it. We don't even have an impartial lighting yet. We're still messing around all the lights on. Now we have people saying, well, why don't you buy high and expensive projectors? If you use high and expensive projectors in your demonstrations, that means that it's going to cost your customers more money, right? Because it is going to cost them more money. That's what's going to happen. You can't say you're saving people money. You can't save money yourself, right? I saved the bundle $16.25 for my go to shows and stuff like that, the show, I want them to see the crazy painted band-aids on them and graffiti artwork all over them. I want them to take the whole thing as a joke. You have a white screen in there, hiding the one behind it. Darker environment, so that way we can give an illusion that they think our environment is going to be white screen and it's trashy old projector. And all that stuff pops on, halo system, light system, that screen moves up, and any form of the black technology engineer pops up, it's lights up. Cheap 720p projector, that's it. So I'm doing a setup for a friend of mine. I told you he's getting rid of his TV. He's tired of it. Kids have cracked it 3 or 4 times. Doesn't want it anymore. He's done with it. He wants to do a projection screen setup. And his wallet, what he was working for, was going to be coming up to $3,000. He figured he hadn't spent all this money. And then seeing our videos, and he's been here already. He's been in the office multiple times to see all this technology happening here. He can't wait. He's excited. Put all the lights on, how beautiful the image looks, get all the different projectors. He wants this one right here. He wants the Epson LS800. Sorry, Epson LS Powerlight S6. He's going to get that one. He's buying that one. I showed him how to get the adapter to get that one with the Fire Stick. And then he's going to get the Chrissy. He's going to buy one of them. I got them for $60. That's it. So all you guys under $100, you got 2 projectors. He's going to paint it 150-inch screen. What's the port of it? He's going to paint a giant screen in front of this case. And keep in mind, you can paint one outside too. Meanwhile, people do demonstrations. How much money would it cost for your customers to have the same quality image you have? How much money are they going to spend for that projector to get it to work? And they're still going to be stuck in a dark environment. And they're still going to have to calibrate because, you know, colors don't pick up correctly on that, right? I got a lady who put an order in last week. We're processing an order, shipping it out tomorrow, and she was looking to get a projector also too. She's picking also too a Christie LW400. She needs it for a playroom design they're going to be doing for backdrop designs, and that's one of the things web technology allows you to do. Instead of you going in and changing out the backdrop or any designs, when it comes to a play, you can actually project them in. That's what they're doing now. The technology we developed is designed to operate under stage light because we're in very well environments. That's what I can understand. People make products and you want to claim you work in commercial, but you have these dark environments. How does that work in commercial? And you saw the other fellow was in the church, he couldn't turn all the lights on. And then sat there and said, all the lights on? I had no idea how you didn't look at the fire exits and realize that we're in a dark environment. And all the lights went on. I could see lights weren't on in there. And then it said it looked better once we calibrated. Okay. The other commercial environment, I think it was a school or some kind of place it was, but it had a lot of lighting in it. And they had to turn out the lights closer to the screen because the screen kept washing out. And now they use very expensive machines and get it to work. Look at that right there. So yeah, he saw some things he likes. He's definitely going to get it set up. He's going to get rid of his TV. So switch over to 150. He's so excited. That's what I like at the end of the day. Boy, I wish I could get that back. That feeling when you first get that home theater set up. Like I heard it's got my 80-inch screen, man. Man, that's a life changer right there. Get that feeling back. I've seen so much of this stuff. I've had so many different size screens at the end of the day. I think the only things that fascinate me now is invisible and 235.1s now. I've seen just about everything else. But yeah, that excitement, man. I tell you, at the end of the day, your life changes when you put that big screen in. You know, because you're at the movie theater. It's like you're really at the movie theater, you know. Get yourself a popcorn machine and popcorn bags and all that stuff. Man. Some people get the velvet rope across the door and they print out tickets and stuff. I mean, people will ball with it. It's like being home with the movie. And then outside is far even better. Because even outside, even if your screen make a difference what size your screen is, when you're outside, it's nothing like watching Seinfeld or watching a TV show and looking up and seeing the stars. Nothing like it. Get yourself a nice sofa system for outside. Put a nice screen up there. Oh man, it's nothing like it. Barbecue and a big screen. Nothing like it. Oh, look at this. Gaming application on these things are absolutely amazing. They are. We have a gamer version coming out underneath this technology. It's going to be part of that collection. So I get customers to contact me like, do I really need 1080? 4K? There you go. We don't even need 1080p. We don't use them. We stopped using 1080ps last year. We don't require them anymore. Let's show you and partial lighting. Full lighting, partial lighting. I was like, thank God, turn up those freaking overhead lights. So as I said before, we'll have them ready at the end of this month. All tests included. Everything done. It'll be sold in 50 ounces. 50 ounces will do up to a 180-inch screen. There'll be no calibrating, no dark environments, no expensive projectors. Did I say calibrating already? If I haven't, no calibrating. None of that crap at the end of the day. One coat application, very easy to apply. Literally, your kids can paint that screen. And Taco could do it if he had freaking thumbs. Very easy to do. Now you can see with that technology, outstanding results right from the door. And then with this new product line coming out, well, like I said, we can go any color we want. All the technology has advanced. We even have a new heightener coming out. Lord bless us with the new heightener technology. Look at that. Can you imagine that? $20 in your pocket right now can buy your projector without technology. $20 in your pocket right now can buy your projector. Not everybody, that screen look like that. And yet, meanwhile, you'll have a projector and you'll pay $3 grand on a gray screen and it doesn't even read like this. 20 bucks. So every time you go to the store and you spend $20, you could have bought that projector right there. Without our technology, that projector is absolutely useless. With our technology, you save tons of money. What are you going to do with the extra money? I love to meet customers at the end of the day that already got the money saved up. And they got $3,000, $4,000 projector, and then they turn around and they do business with us and walk off with a $50 machine. There's a lot of money left over. What are you going to do with it? Movie chairs, movie posters, new popcorn machine. Heck, you can get those stand-up models. Turn all your lights on, watch your screen. Your wife can sit there, read a book, whatever she wants to do. Kids can play whatever. The screens don't have any problems, no issues whatsoever. A little money in the bank, pay some bills with it. You don't need all that. It's not even necessary. This is what I've been telling y'all for years. The reason why they've been telling you to spend money for all these high-end machines is to fix their problems that become now your problems. This is why they're so threatened by our work at the end of the day. Because again, we derailed their gravy train. much a headache to work with this stuff. So I reach out to your company and I ask you from the day, hey, this is my environment, 24,000 in the ceiling, this is my projector. I don't plan to get 4K. I don't plan to get 1080p. I'm going to use that model right there. Can you work in my environment? Yes or no? Which means I'm going to strip away all your tools. Your tools meaning you can't say ambient light control because we're not doing that. Can't say high power projected, we won't do that either. Can't say calibrating, no, we're not doing it either. We're going to keep what we have. How's your product work in my environment? There you go. The average customer that calls in to one of these companies and they may mention, say you have my projector, right? You bought my projector. And they'll go, oh no, you can't use that. You need something much more powerful. I've heard it myself. I've called companies disguised as a customer, and I've been told that I need a high-end 4K machine. This machine cost me $4,000 because I need it because we need heavy contrast to pick up those darker levels. It costs me more money, and it's best to have it in an ambient light controlled environment. I got to darken my environment to get the screen to work. Now you're going to plunge me in the darkness and cost me $4,000, and then what if the colors don't come out correctly? What if I have problems with colors because of the environment, maybe the screen? Well, this is where calibration comes in. This will fix the entire thing. And I got to buy software to have this thing calibrated or pay someone else to do it if I can't do it. It doesn't sound like a really happy deal to me. $4,000 to be in the dark on a calibrated machine. No, I'm not happy with that. Break this color's pop. My projector is running eco mode, so you do not have to overburn your lamps, which means it'll save you a lot of time on your lamps. There's stress on your lamps. Oh, the galaxy's technology kicking. Mouse is going to operate some nice bright white buttons. AK Desired Nature. I'm in shock that it does. Oh my goodness, it popped up. Like literally, I have to struggle with this one so much. They say AK, it keeps bringing up an assault rifle. It literally went through. Oh man, this screen is gorgeous. Now I'm debating about, I want one now. I definitely want one. I want one of these. And this is where we run out of room. This is where we literally run out of room because there's so many screens. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna get that contrast stuff on here. We got that jade, looks beautiful. Got this one, we got a couple more. Oh, I can't wait to show these all these off our collection line. So I gotta get to the website. I gotta get to basically added in the collection line and all that stuff like that. I got so much update to do. I'm gonna say it's not even funny how much update I have to do. Alright, yeah, get all that done. More time, I'm sorry. I know you don't like the I bring on my lights. We have to do this. You can see. Very important to be to see where the contrast levels lay at. This is why I don't like these demonstrations where people show up these, even influencers. I've seen these demonstrations in the dark. What are you doing? You can't do that in the dark. That's misleading to the customer. So what happens if he or she turns the lights on? You're not going to get the same reaction. The screen's going to wash out faster. You've got to see where your contrast levels lay at. I know you want to make it look good for your followers, but you got to do it by the book. Don't do it by the book. Later on, get cooked. That's what's going to happen. Do it by the book. I'm telling you. And if you're saying, oh, look at the beautiful contrast levels. And I buy that projector, and I find out I got to be in the dark just to get the contrast to pull up the same way you did in the video. It's not going to make me a happy camper. I'm definitely going to be turning my living room into a cave. I got something that help me to do lights out. We do lights out demonstrations. We need to do it for this. It's too easy. Lights out is too easy. I can make notebook paper look amazing with the lights out. That's the problem we have right now. Too many demonstrations with the lights out. Start buying up some of these ambient light rejection screens. Put them in an environment where it's well lit. So I'm going to see if your ambient light rejection actually does work. So this room we're working on is like a network room. It has cameras in it that actually feed everywhere in the world. Somebody's designing the system. You stick your stuff in there and make sure this thing does exactly what it says. You have an ambient light rejection screen, right? So ambient light rejection screen should operate in a fully lit environment with no problem. It tests you against contrast, white levels, and color. So what you really read. These fake demonstrations we keep seeing from these influencers in these dark environments. Now, those cameras are designed to pick up everywhere. And the biggest lie I hear on ambient light rejection screens is they're gray. And every single video I watch will have the room fully lit, projector off. And the minute the projector comes on, all the lights go out. And then it's in there saying, look at the contrast levels. No, cut that out, please. That's stupid. So, if you're saying that, look at the contrast levels. That means if I spend the money for that screen, I spend $2 grand, $3 grand for that screen. I get it home. That means I can have all my lights on and pick up 100% contrast. No, you're not doing that. That's not going to happen. That's why they go on these forum sites. They have all this stuff on forums about the perfect environment for your projection setup. Brainwashing you people to make you believe you got to be in the dark all day long. What's the use of buying the ambient light rejection screen? You can't operate in a fully lit environment with it. Next, you know, they're going to start claiming white screens that have that capability. Jimmy's just going bonkers with this, aren't we? Like I said, we're running on all cylinders when it comes to crazy. Jeez. No. One person telling you that cinematic, that gray paint, is perfect for 4K. Everybody knows that 4K projectors and 1080p's don't work on light gray screens. It's darker screens they work on. But any form that NASA will tell you, no, you have to use it on that. Darker screens. The people who bought that product was completely backwards. Full speed ahead, backwards, with all the windows tinted. I would love to see these people try to sell their product on an advertisement firm. Try to explain to them how we're selling this mess. That would be hilarious to watch. I have no idea where they're even started. We put that date up every week to week the first. We're requesting to put our seat back in. They ain't going back in. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't back that stuff up. They're watching throw everybody on their bus. You can't back that stuff up. If you could, you wouldn't have canceled the state to begin with. Video, because the state would be there. Yeah, they're probably sitting on the desk. Like the other one had a bad habit saying we're jealous of the stuff. How would you be jealous of something I can make? I proved that one already. Sent it to your front door. Got it right back. I can make the stuff. I told you that a long time ago. And we made so many different versions of gray paint. It's not even funny how much gray paint we've made. I didn't hit just about every formula by now. You make your stuff, nothing special about it. I even got a better version of it right under the desk. You refused that one. So what's the point? My cat's blanket over there does the same thing. Oh, I forgot. Lemon juice in this. Didn't drink the water. Water bad? We gotta put lemon juice in it. I like it. It's white levels, contrast. Oh! I never saw that one before. What you looking for? Hey, Taco. I never seen you do that before. Never seen you do that before. He poked his head up high enough on the table to look up. Come here. Come here. Come here, Waffle Boys. Oh, I never seen you do that before. You're a strange cat, I tell you. There you go, right there. I've never seen him do that before. Poke his head up to see over the table. He's never done that. We're going to do that at all, period. So not acting more like a cat, less like a human. He thinks he's human. Yep, we got another winner here. All of them are designed to be this way. All of them. Lord gave me 13 of them. 13 to play with. Every day we'll come out. Usually every day. We've got some other stuff we're working on tomorrow. But we'll show you. Running technologies, we'll do the same rundown we always do. Same rundown we always do. Just jaded. Now, I do plan to add an upgrade because we have two versions of upgrade technology that the Lord gave to us. We have an upgrade for heightener technology and an upgrade for something else. I can't tell you what it is, but it's actually pretty cool. Now that we get people get mad at the dam and say, oh, they're scam. Hey, it's the danger you put on your own head. I told you before, all our technology comes from Jesus. So when you call our stuff a scam, you call Jesus a scam. Because he's the one who gave it to us. So you put yourself in danger when you do that. I don't have to do anything to you. You already did it to yourself. Already. Do nothing to you. Nothing at all. You've done it to yourself already. You curse yourself. When you do stuff like that, you call the Lord's blessings scams. Because as far as I'm concerned, everything we do out here, it wins. Everything we put out, it wins. Just watch me dance and walk all over freaking Allentown, showing off our technology anywhere I want to go. Pulled up everywhere. But that's all they have left to say, oh, it's a scam. So remember, it don't hurt me at the day, it doesn't bother me one bit. Our product sells regardless because the Lord controls all our sales, everything for our company. So you don't have any power at all. You have nothing at all, period. Whatever the devil told you have nothing at all. All you're doing is just basically just digging a deeper hole for yourself. That's all you're doing. All that crying and ranting on the phone and all that, that doesn't harm us, that harms you. Remember, everything you do is written in the book of life. Everything. You'll be punished for it when the day comes. And judging by the path you're taking, and you don't seem to want to heed or increase your actions, yeah, you're down a slippery slope. Remember, like I said, you never promised tomorrow. You're never promised tomorrow. If you have tomorrow, you're blessed, but you're not promised tomorrow. But these guys are carrying on and acting like that, and they die the next day. They don't wake up the next day. It's their time to go. They're done. They'll be in that purgatory for the time. It's like a waiting room until actually they reach the actual end of the line. So that's the game they want to play with God. So then you can't stop anything we do. If you're more powerful than God at the end of the day, you think you can stop God, and that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. Other than that, you can't do anything. Let's see. I have one of these here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I got a couple of these. Awesome. And this is going to be nice for churches. I like the color of it all. And you got some people like the black technology. Some people don't want a black technology on the wall. They want something different. Now we can change all that. That was gorgeous. I had to get this one here. We did this one already? Oh, we did do this one already. Let me think here. Snow. Screensavers. That's one of the things you have to test, that white level. You know why? Because screens are different colors, that's why. And pretty soon, we got that visible black phantom technology. Man, I'm going to tell you something. The funniest logo we can put that screen is literally so powerful it scares the color out of your screen. Which it does. Gray screen is horrible next to that thing. And like it sucked all the color out of it. Makes it turn orange. Darker screens, it for some reason seems to zap the white levels, makes them go darker. This screen scares the color out of your screen. What does it remind me of the Tom and Jerry? Duh! The freaking Tom. What was he afraid of? Oh, he was afraid of mice. That's what it was. Tom's cousin was afraid of mice. I gotta watch that one. That's a good one. He was terrified of mice. It was his twin. And Jerry couldn't understand, like Tom's not afraid of him at all, period. But there's just times that Tom would just be running around scared to death. What the heck is going on? He lost his mind or something? I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm gonna mess with him all day. And that time when he was screaming at it and he opened the door and popped him upside the head, he was like, wait a minute, I don't get this. That's funny, man. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, I gotta watch that. Doc, I'm about to put your TV back. This is his fire stick. I didn't put some fire stick. This is his fire stick. I'm gonna put Tom and Jerry on. I'm gonna have you watch react to Tom and Jerry. Oh, let's do this real quick. Baseball highlights. I'm definitely doing. We got baseball games up here. We got a couple of baseball games. I gotta come to Philly because I literally have to come to Philly for the Eagles games. I thought that was who I thought it was. Give me 5. Give me food. Really? Seriously? Everybody's freaking 30? We're gonna get a 5 in here? There we go. Let's take that 5. We'll take that 5. We'll take the 5. Bam. Show what baseball looks like on this new technology. Yeah, everything's gonna look incredible. That's what it's designed to do. All our parts are designed to do that. Without breaking the bank on your projector. That's one of the things we have for the advertising companies that advertise for us. Easy to apply, no expensive projectors, no dark environments, excellent, outstanding picture quality. And most of all, my customers' demonstrations are so amazing that they beat those who actually sell screen paint. Tell me I'm wrong with that. Tell me I'm wrong. Their demonstrations are so long, I had people come in and think it was actually special effects. Man, that's amazing. I gotta get back and watch some games. I really gotta get back to some games. Let's see. Snow color changer. It's one. All of them. Now that the rain is gone. I'm gonna have your fire. He's probably like, where's my fire stick? Daddy-o. 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 Where is my fire? Sports. This is sports. Is it spades? Sports. Spades? What's a game of sports? Spades? Let me see. Alright, where's my color changer? Here we go. Go through a color changer. And this is very important because the screens are different colors. We have to make sure that the screens are generating proper color balance even when going against a white surface. As you can see, our screens can read the exact color balance it's supposed to read. And soon we'll show you the gray screen. Gray screen can't do it. Forget it. It doesn't even function next to this stuff at all, period. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, the color balance is very important to show you this. Lights are on. Sorry, Taco, we gotta put these suckers on again. You can get your lights out too. Okay. There you go. Now you see, with the lights on, and this is why I can't get this to people, ambient light rejection, so-called screens. You do know you're supposed to do that with a white level color, white screen, versus your screen in a fully lit environment. Because guess what color is going to wash out the fastest? In a fully lit environment. If you do that in the dark, you cheat the customer. That's why I see people talking about the benefit of this screen versus a white screen. What the frick are you doing turning lights out in there? You're not supposed to turn those lights out. They're supposed to stay on. Majority of the screens you're going to run into, as we always do, are white screens. You have to show that difference. Even when the guy came over here, he had to see the difference. I mean, turning out the lights in there. What the freaking ham hock and potato chips are you doing? star fill screensaver. Wait, before we jump to that, let me, oh man, whatever, we're already here already. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 4K snow screensaver. Which one they give us? Yeah, of course it's gonna be that one. You gotta see all this. You're supposed to see all this. That way you know exactly where your color lays, where your light white levels read, where your contrast reads, and it all has to be done in fully lit environments. Can't use high power projectors, can't use ultra short, there's no 4Ks, no 1080Ps, that's enhancements, can't use that. No calibration, enhancement, can't use that. Bare minimum, 600 by 800, 720p SVGA projectors. Helps if it doesn't have an HDMI port in the back of it. And a lot of lighting in the environment. This is the reason why you guys are terrified when we come get your stuff. Because you know what's going to happen to it. You know where we're going to stick you at. That's why I got people writing on containers, not ambient light projection. Screaming at us at the end of the day about how you can't put us near certifies. You can't put us near projectors that are under 720p. I've been through all this crap. You'd be surprised at the stupid emails I've received from people who talk so much trash on camera. When it comes down to testing their stuff, all these rules and regulations. I'm not holding your screen's hand at the end of the day. You go through the same crap we got to go through every day. We got to be out in direct sunlight. You make a statement that you have ad tech capabilities. Guess where you're going at? In direct sunlight. Like we did Jamie's product. We stuck it right in sunlight. 50 lumens. Didn't pick up for jack out there. Do not make accusations you can't cover. We'll take you out. I've got emails of people begging us not to do this and not to do that to their screens. It has to be done. Bum, 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 bum. Now, do we expect for our technology to pick up as high as the white level? No, because it's virtually impossible. Only screen can pick up on a white screen. It's another white screen. That's it. Any gray screen, any gunmetal, whatever, white level's going to drop because the screen's slightly darker. The sacrifice line for the white screen is can't read color, can't read contrast, or ambient light rejection. Any of the darker screen to be to pick up its white level, sorry, its contrast level, it's going to drop a little bit. Gray screens have a bad habit of lying and saying that our white levels don't drop. Yes, so freak they do. Where'd you get that from? Gee, you guys are doing this stuff all day. Oh, goodness. Slow color changer. Never do this with lights out. Ugh. Frustrates me. So that white glare come off the white surface in the day? Yeah, they give up way too much light. Make sure we got this on the right side. Oops, sorry about that, shiny boy. Shiny boy. Shiny boy. There you go. Yeah, it still gives up too much light. White screens reflect light everywhere in the environment. Let's get it popping, Jack. My screen is basically glaring up my freaking camera. There we go. Sheesh. White screens reflect a ton of white light everywhere. Is he racing back and forth? Yes, he is. There we go. Do 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 do. Near the end of this test run demonstration, I gotta do this thing like 13 times. I mean, tell me that I gotta do a level test 13 times, and you guys who make products at the end of the day can't do one basic freaking test with your lights on? Lazy. Well, that's the reason why you're not here anymore. That's why. Don't do your test correctly. I gotta do this 13 times. As usual, it's protocol. It's what we gotta do. And then the interesting thing about this is, even if you did do this test and you skim by it, you have to repeat this over and over again. For every person who buys this stuff, for everybody who basically comes into your showroom, for anyone who comes to check out your paint, you have to do this over and over again and again. Is that right, Taco Bird? Taco, yes. Yes, Daddy-O. Yes. Daddy-O. Yes. Got to repeat this process over and over again. How dare you? I'm so fast. Rah, rah. Rah, rah. Where you going, Daddy-O? Rah. Jim right across the floor. Daddy-O, where you going? Rah, rah. 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 Where you going, Daddy-O? Rah. Taco. Rah. Funny dude. Funny cat. Rah. How you gonna get around that, funny? Well, you did get around it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Back to the scratching post. Back to the scratching post. Rah. Back to the scratching post. Rah. Alright, let's see. That night vision on. He didn't hit that one thing. He ran into that same obstacle and hit Jack. It's that night vision. Ho ho ho. Taco, I want your night vision. I want your night vision, Taco. Let's see. 4K demonstrations. Alright, get our new paint for the label, name on it, mark it, put it under the desk. Oh my mom, I can even see the time. Which is interesting, like I said, went on dark, came out light. Interesting technology. Comes out looking outstanding. Now, let me see if I need a lid for this, Taco. I need a lid for this one. Taco on my mind that we're thinking every time. What? Taco. Why you on my mind? I'll be thinking every time. What's this one? Oh, this is one of them. Oh, this is the first. This is something else. You gotta get around to working on that one. This is the other one. That's the black. That's jaded. Jaded. Alright. Get myself over here. This one right there. I gotta get a cap for that one. I think I that one badly. There's another one. I don't know. Burnt. Hey, Taco. Only one bites dust. There, jaded. There's no one right there. Taco, you got a head shaped like a french fry. A french fry, Taco. Your head is shaped like a french fry. How dare you? How dare you call me a french fry? How dare you? Shut it. What's wrong with you? Go. Tell me about it, Taco. We have to get some more containers when we run it out. Pretty soon. Need more containers. Let me see. There's that waffle boy. Waffle boy. Looks like a waffle. Here. Now we don't have a price on them yet. And I gotta go and I gotta remove our sale because I haven't got around to doing that yet. So I've been a little bit busy, occupied making new formulas. So, you know, I thought in a way that you got people on their channel crying about it, about everything we do. Let's give you something to really cry about. I'm gonna tire you out. Yeah, I'm gonna make so many different forms of products in the day. It's gonna be hard for you to keep up. Make your head spin a little bit. That's what we're gonna do. But meanwhile, I challenge you to keep up with me. So all you have to do is just do the same tests I do every day, make the same products, and do everything live. That's all you have to do. And I guarantee you can't keep up with us. Especially the stuff I see when people are trying to make alternate paints. Y'all don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing at all. We can change our colors on our products. All I see is light gray, mid gray. That's pretty much all I see. I don't see anything different at all, period. I like this blue. That blue is gorgeous, man. That's what I noticed about the other one. Shade off. That's what it was. It was a shade off. I was looking at the paints. I was like, you're only a shade off. That's it. Pretty much it. That's all it's a shade. So it was easy to duplicate them. There we go. Just a shade off. That's it. I need a piece of paper and tape. This one. This is going to be IOEG Sapphire. Sapphire black. Yep. So this is the one we're showing right now. Set this one on. This is test. This is a jaded clear. It's that one over there. It's a green version. That's invisible. So right there. This one is, oh, this is test. This is something weird we're working on. Can't even show you this. And this right here is the black jaded cinematic. That's one sitting right over there. Yep. This is, oh, watch it. Beautiful color. Right there. A couple more we're going to be making. Oh, the rose gold. Definitely going to be doing that one. That rose gold is going to be gorgeous. All that stuff is going to be gorgeous. This is all the demonstration. We painted the screen now. Like I said, easy to do. Drawing time. Just like that. The way it should be. You should be seeing drawing time. Anytime you should always see drawing time. Always see drawing time. Now we can add a bit of color to your home theater setup. You have to be able to show color. Do you understand me? You can't have colored paints all looking the same way. It doesn't function that way. Because then people start thinking like, oh, wait a minute, that could be just an off by. Yeah, you have to show there's a difference between the two. Can you believe that's actually green? That's actually green. That's definitely not black. That's actually green. And there's the blue. Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out, scratch it here, trying to figure out how it's done. It's not for you. Do you understand me? This is the reason why, in the many years that I've been in this business, no one has ever been able to duplicate our work. Did you know that? Not one individual. And people try. I've had people with power try and failed, every single one of them. You know why? You can't steal a blessing from a Christian. You can't. The outcome of it doesn't go well for you. Your business will crumble, you'll lose things, and at the end of the day, your whole business will collapse. Try to steal from a Christian. Because your hand can't be blessed. Everything you would do, you'll put, oh, look at that little afro on that little joker at the end of the day. He's so cute. You see the afro on that joker? That's awesome. You got a little afro on him. Anyway, so as I said before, you curse your business. You curse everything around you. Nothing will work well for you. Everything you do will fail. You know why? Because you try to steal from a Christian. So you're sitting there praying and asking the Lord to help your business. You know, your business is about to go under. You're trying to steal from a Christian. You're trying to take blessings away from one of my people. I'm not going to bless your hand today. I can't bless you. Listen to the one that cursed you. That's what you did. So you can't get those blessings. You can't get them. It's like when I try to get people to understand that, it's like you want to get your son a brand new bike. He's not acting right. He's breaking windows and carrying on and fighting out in the street and got bad grades and all that. Can you buy him a bike? You can't give him that. He's not worthy. He hasn't done anything corrected. How are you going to bless him? How are you going to give him a bike? You're going to reward him for evil? You can't do that. You're going to scold him at the end of the day. So look, you want this bike at the end. You got to get your act together. Bring your grades up. Stop getting in trouble out in the street. After you got some freaking comments in the day. And maybe you might get that bike. Same way with God. It's the same thing. When you carry and act up, when you do all that destructive stuff, you ain't getting blessed by it. He doesn't give you nothing. At all, period. He doesn't bless the wicked. He punishes the wicked. Yeah. Yep, you cannot be blessed. Oh man, it's freaking cool. These things are so dark. And it's a fact this thing is actually that dark and looks like that when it's done, which is insane. They dry lighter, which allows them to read their white levels higher, but also to maintain contrast because they're dark. We'll do a paint and dry one tomorrow to show you what it does. It's really interesting. So that screen actually generates a contrast level because it's dark, but actually it dries light to pick up high white levels too also. Is that crazy or what? So we're going to do another surface, show you watch how it dries. Put it on heavy, it dries light. Still can maintain contrast because it's darker. It's got visible contrast attached to it. But I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, like what's going on here? It should be darker than this. What should be dark? No, no, no. It reads light. It reads a higher white level, but also can pick up its contrast though, because technically it's like an invisible contrast. Give us a scratch. Like, what the heck is invisible contrast? God's blessings. That's what it is. See, when you guys are sitting up there trying to figure out how to make, just imagine the piles of rocks that Fernando stacked on himself when he tried to do everything he possibly could to take this blessing from us. This is the reason why, I hate to put in this video, he's going to be in the situation he is Monday morning. This is why he's in this situation. Because he turned to the devil. That's what he did. He went out there and said all things about God's blessings. He said there were scams. He said there were rip-off. He said that we were fake Christians. Yeah, he really did a lot too much. So he's got to pay for all that. And he refuses to serve God. He wants to basically continue on the demon at the end of the day, because that's why he keeps coming out screaming and yelling. That's why his channel, look at his channel. His channel is nothing but hatred. He has nothing but hatred on his channel, which is sad. And we can't think about the blacklist, right? The blacklist is catching you commit crimes, which you should not be doing anyway. But anyway, nothing but hatred. This guy has so much deep hatred. When people have deep hatred, guess what? The demon's going to collect on you. Because you don't want to basically, at the end of the day, heed God's warning. And I'm pretty sure God has been telling him to cut it out, and he just keeps on going with it. You're going to end up like Pharaoh. Pharaoh had deep hatred. He had very, very deep hatred. It killed him in the end. You know, because, you know, he wouldn't learn. You know, the kingdom turned against them. The people hated them because they were being cursed. Their crops were being eaten up by locusts and flies. And they were being tormented. It rained fire and burnt up the crops and everything. And then on top of that, the angel of death came and killed the firstborn of everyone's son. He lost his own son in that process. And that's the breaking point. That was the breaking point for his wife. She couldn't take it no more. She said, I'm done. And let him go. Get him out of here. I want them out of here. We can't do this anymore. But Pharaoh had deep hatred. And what did Pharaoh do? He got his army together. And they ran out there and ran across the Red Sea and got killed. Deep hatred will get you killed. Yep. He didn't learn. All that the God put him through. And look at Fernando. All that he's going through right now. Fernando's going through a lot. You don't understand it. He's going through a lot. Spiritually and mentally, he's going through a lot right now. Is he learning? No. He's still on his channel screaming and yelling, letting the devil control him. He's going to end up in that situation. Lord talks to you. Lord tells you. Lord, that's what your common sense is. God talking to you. You walk into a bank and you start having that dumb thought, then they're like, I wonder if I rob this place exactly, if I can really get away with it. You had dumb thoughts. I literally had a friend of mine who worked as the vault. That could open up the vault, and we were there one night, late at night. And they popped that thing open. I never saw so much money in my entire life. Any one of those bags could have changed my future. In a good way and an extremely bad way. Any way. And I'm sitting there like, nah, it ain't worth it. I ain't doing that. That's crazy, man. I'm be hunted for the rest of my life, and all of us end up going to jail, and now it's not even worth it. We joked about it because she was a person who worked at the vault. And I was like, man, you think about it. We didn't go inside because there's cameras and all that stuff. I mean, she had clearance to go do that thing. But we could see it from where we're standing at. I said, man, just think about that, man. I told him, like, one of them bags, just one of them bags would change your lives right now. One of them bags. I said, but then again, who the freak want to go through the nonsense of going to jail, being hunted, and all that crap? It ain't even worth it, you know what I mean? For that little bit of change at the end of the day. Because that's what it comes down to. When you start weighing the odds, then that money that you took that seemed like it's going to change your life, it basically did change your life for the worse. It ain't worth it. It definitely ain't worth that little bit of money. Freedom is worth more than that little bit of money. So I was like, nah, I'm good. See, that's what I'm saying. That common sense, gotta put that in there like, no, don't think about that. That's the devil's impossible. You're gonna mess your life up, and I'm going to jail. Been there already before. You want to go back to that nonsense again? Nah, leave that alone. God bless you. I have many blessings for you. Don't even worry about that. And that's just one of my business. That's it. At the end of the day, that's a lot of money to see in front of your face. So, yeah, God does talk to you and tell you not to do these dumb things. But the devil comes in, fills you full of that hatred at the end of the day, that haterade, and here you go doing dumb stuff. You're going to sit back and watch yourself destruct and laugh at you. And that's what we're going to do. When Jamie's in that situation where he's got to go, when that torment and that torture and pain is basically barreling down on him, that depression, all that stuff that goes through, what he's about to go through, the devil's going to be there laughing at him. He's going to sit back with his other demons like, what am I going to do? I got to do all this dumb stuff. What's the other one? Nothing. We can't touch him. He's a Christian. We can't touch him. Nothing at all. Yeah, I'm going to sit there and you're going to laugh at him. Jamie reminds me of Pharaoh. He does. He reminds me of Pharaoh. Self-destruct. He's lost everything. When they come to get him, he's going to be separated from his wife and separated from his kids. That's going to be a lot of pain to go through. He did all that destruction to himself. And he says, "Hold on, go to his channel. Go to Crow 1176. And his channel is nothing but hatred." I learned anything. In mine, his channel is monitored by ICE. I learned nothing at all. It's nothing full of hatred. The devil's doing it. The devil's feeding him all that stuff. So, here's how backward this is. You attack our company for no reason at all. And we didn't know this guy. We didn't know who he was. He just popped on a YouTube channel and requested our products, and we told him no. Mind you, for those who say that's not true, that's the reason why we have a demonstration of showing you how to make the product, because Jamie gave away his product for free at one point. We never sold them. That's why we got that video. It'd be stupid for you to make a video showing you how to make your stuff if you're planning to sell it. That's as backward can be. No, you give away stuff for free. And they only started selling it. So, that's how we met him. And then ever since then, he's had this hatred for us because we refused to give him our ingredients. What Jamie was doing was Jamie was going around and collecting other people's stuff to sell this stuff later on. That's what he's doing. He's going to mix it with something. So he got his ingredients from other people, stealing from them. And then he came up into making his own product, which was involving a lot of their stuff that was mixed together. That's what he did. He couldn't get our stuff. Our stuff is good. He couldn't give touch it because we wouldn't give it to him. That's how we met him. So ever since then, he's been doing this whole hatred about saving your money and stuff like that, calling us scanners, calling us rip-off artists, all this stuff. So Jamie, if I was this person, for mind you, we were on YouTube long before you. So if I was all these people, all this at the end of the day, how come I don't have a track record like yours? Your track record is horrible. How come my customers are not sitting in environments where the screen's washed out and faded, and companies that do business with us, the screens are washed out and faded? Because I've watched that with companies who've done business with you, and their screens are not working the way they're supposed to work. They don't look the same way it looks like in your dark apartment. Whose business is still around? Mine is. I got two. I'm about to get a third one. Who are companies working with right now to basically get my company? Only me, not you. Everything you've done has fallen through, has crumbled and fell apart. Because you know why? You spend every waking day cheating and ripping people off. If you don't rip enough off, you rip off your customers. You did your customers horribly. Horribly did his customers horribly. Now look at the outcome of it all. Yeah. Everything's out in the open now. His life is destroyed. Destroyed his life. And it be fixed through God. Anything can be fixed through God. Anything. But Jamie won't take it. Jamie's full of so much hatred that the devil knows that he can just feed him, just give him tablespoons of hatred and he'll gobble it up. And unfortunately, people like that, which are reads in the Bible and stories of people that get that spoon-fed hatred, they don't survive. They don't live long. They die. The devil has his way. People He will not turn from left to right. He'll keep going straight right down that road. If it's enough for him to be saved, that means Jamie's going to have to go down a really, really rough road to see it. That's usually what happens. People that become Christians, if they're hard-headed, and if they refuse to heed to the Lord's warning, if it's the Lord's intention to save you, your road would be a rough and difficult one. You with me? Yep. And if it wasn't meant for him to be saved, if God turned his back, he'd be dead by now. Satan would have took him a long time ago. That's why I feel there's hope for him. There's somewhere in there there's hope for him to be a Christian. He'd have been gone by now. Prosecute one of God's people at the end of the day. The stuff he's done at the end of the day. Attack my mother. She's a true blue Christian at the end of the day. Attack some of my customers. They're Christians. The stuff he said and done. He sent us even satanic stuff to our accounts. Oh yeah. He'd be gone by now. He'd be gone. So, usually people that are that hard-headed and that stiff-necked, like I was, you're going to have to go through some stuff. You go through that process, you're going to God to survive it. And by seeing God and putting your trust in Him, this is what's going to make him a strong Christian man. It's going to make him a warrior of God, whether he believes it or not. It's going to make him a warrior of God. And the very testimony of everything he went through, including with ice and all that, it's going to make him a person who's going to be a preacher of God. He's going to come and talk about his testimony, how it all started, how the devil tricked him, made him that person that he was, that put him in the situation that he's in now, and the Lord is the one that got him out of it. Watch. That's what happened to me. Just got to cross that road. And that road is not an easy one. It's not an easy one at all. Some people take the short road, they're in the church, they get saved, they become Christians. And there are other people that take the long road, and the long road is a long, long road. Mine was 8 years and 9 months to be precise. A long road. A long road. So I finished it. I crossed the line. I came out a Christian in the whole thing. So if it's meant for him to be saved and God has plans for him, he'll take that road. You never forget it. He's going to see things. He's going to witness things. I mean, he may see demons. You may see them. Sometimes you've been that embedded with the devil. You've been that embedded with the devil. Sometimes you're able to see things. You'll be able to see things that are having conversations with you. Good gracious, man. It keeps you on track. You never want to go down that road ever again. You never want to even talk to something like that ever again. And once a blue moon, I see him. A blue moon, I see him. At one point, for a solid couple of months, I saw him every single day. Boy, it scared the daylights out of me every day. But I also have to remember that I wasn't in harm's way. They can't touch me. I'm protected by Jesus. And the Lord would never do anything or give you anything at the end of the day that you're not ready for. I was strong enough to handle it. There was enough for me to see at the end of the day. Nope, I'm good. I don't even see angels. The day I got out of lockup, it was about a week before I was getting baptized. I was getting baptized on the first Sunday. This woman was walking down the street. My mom was sitting on the porch. And she just walked right up on the porch. Right in front of my mom. My mom didn't move. My mom's a Christian woman, a strong woman. She don't fear nothing. And she said right to my mom, she said, like, we never seen this woman before. She just came out of nowhere and just walked right up on the porch, right in front of my mom. And we weren't afraid, like, she was not she wasn't a demon. She was an angel. And she said, tell him. She didn't speak to me. She told my mom, she said, tell him Do not get in that type of trouble again, because the Lord will not hear him. And she walked off the porch. Man, I had tears running down my eyes. Mom had tears running down her eyes. She said, "Did you hear that? Did you hear it?" I said, "I heard crystal clear." Yep. And they walked away. Never saw her again. Yeah, God will send you messages. You also get messages in your dreams, too. They'll come in your dreams. You'll see things in your dreams. Yep. Never forget that. Yep. Now on this plant by yourself. Type of cheese it. Cheese it! Cheese, that's how I dipped down the cheese crackers. Because I just came out of the hospital from freaking needles in my chest, and here I'm eating cheese crackers. I like cheese crackers. I do. Cheese it. Cheese it, taco cheese. It's cheese it. You didn't need cheese it. I agree you don't. You know, I cheese it. But anyway, I gotta get go. Excuse me. Everything happens for a reason. Everything. Every cause and effect happens for a reason. It was meant for Jamie to bump into us. You know. People say, "What did you get from this?" I learned at the end of the day that I have good patience. Because, man, at the end of the day, like I said, I always thought that maybe one day that person may wake up one day. That person would be able to wake up. That person, a long time ago, used to be, that person could ever wake up. That maybe somebody could push me to go over the edge and become that person again. And like I said, in the situation I'm about to be at with all this beautiful technology I'm blessed to have, I'm going to have money and power. Enough power to reach anybody that I want to. And that's extremely dangerous. And that's one of the things that crossed my mind a couple of times. Like, man, if I come into some real serious money, what kind of person I'm going to change into? Because people change. Money changes people. I'm scared to death that I might become arrogant. I'm scared to death that I might become puffed up in pride. That I may think I'm better than other people. I'm scared to death that I may think at the end of the day that because I have that kind of money that I can basically hire mercenaries to do my bidding. That stuff scares the crap out of me. Am I able to go through someone attacking me and be able to walk away from this without basically waking that person up again? What better way to be tested than to go through several individuals who attack my company on every level you could possibly think of, and still we weren't able to wake that person up? Still, I was able to go to my Lord and pray about the whole thing. Still, I was able to go to Him for guidance, which means the next step, I'm ready for that next step. Because when they do, and when this happens, and I'm blessed to have, what the Lord blesses me to have, I know that Satan can't use this against me. I know that a person can't make me angry and make me become that person I used to be many years ago. That person is long gone and dead. But out of them and their side, they got to hit that crossroad now. That crossroad is very important for them. If it's meant for them to be saved, it's meant for them to find Jesus, they're going to have to go through something. And some people have to go through that rough road. Some of these roads, you can lose everything. Mother could pass away, kids could pass away, a lot of stuff can go wrong in this road. And people think, when all this is happening to you, that it's because you did something bad or whatever. No, it's because the Lord is trying to get your attention. Everything happens for a reason. People get mad and say, "Oh, the Lord took my kids," and that. No. Everything has a timeline when it can be here. We're not meant to be here forever, like I said. Everybody's time. Some people will make it to 18 and they'll live. Some people won't even make it to 18. It's whatever the Lord decides of what your time is going to be on this earth. It's like how they did it with the Greeks did, how they try to explain how man's life on the earth, on how long your piece of yarn stretched. So if you had a short piece, that means you only lived a short time on the earth. If you had a long piece, you lived longer on the earth, depending on how long your yarn went out. Depends on how long you lived on the earth. That's how they believed it back then. But it's God's plan at the end of the day. The ending of all things, whether who lives or dies on this planet, is all called by God. Doesn't make a difference about car accidents or death. It's all called by God. Everybody has a timeline when they're going to leave this earth. You can say, hey, he walked in someone, he got killed. Everybody has a timeline. Everything happens for a reason. That's what you have to see. Wipe all this nonsense about everything in this world and get it right down to basics. God. Everything has a timeline. You're on borrowed time right now. You're not meant to be here forever. Your time will come sooner or later. Some people are blessed to die of old age. Blessed to die of old age. But most people don't make it to that. But I hope you're saved before that day comes up. Some people will go through these crossroads. And that's what they're going to go through. Now in that crossroad, they have that option. It'll come up again. Whether you can't take this pressure to the point where you can't do it no more, the devil will be there talking with you. The devil will be there telling you to do the dumbest stuff you could possibly think of to make it even worse. And the Lord will sit there and say, put your trust in me. The devil will get you killed. Like I said, I had two in my family. One was somewhat living the world of that world, and the other one was living that other side of the world. I can't mention too much about it because there's very heavy people involved in this, but actually, the person that Fernando mentioned on his channel, they're part of those people. I told him at the end of the day, stop doing dumb stuff at the end of the day. Stop doing dumb stuff at the end of the day. Don't get scared and run. We got a lot of problems, man. You do got a lot of problems. You're going to need God. Fernando's going to need God on so many levels. It's not even funny how he's going to need that. Oh, my goodness. It's staggering. It's staggering on how much this guy has engulfed himself with the devil. It's staggering. It is very staggering on how much. The thing about it is what Fernando's understanding on our end, that even though he's on his channel probably ranting and screaming about us right now, he probably is, that we have no hatred for you. I don't allow Satan to do that to me. I did that one already. I've been filled with hatred and anger and bitterness and all that stuff. I know what comes with that. I've seen the demons that spawn from that. It is not good. And the amount of hatred this guy has at the end of the day is overwhelming. I pray there are not things in your apartment right now. I pray that they're not. The chances are there probably is. Yeah, he's going to go through a very interesting crossroad. Now he may choose God. Hopefully he does. And he can tell his very story about everything he went through and how the Lord basically, you'll see many blessings, especially many miracles and blessings when you basically are walking the way of the Lord. Even when you're sitting there and you're basically engulfed with flames all around, you will see amazing blessings. You'll see the goodness of God. But if he doesn't take that road, the devil will take. He will come forth. Satan was sitting right in the jail cell right across from me. Right over there, right across from me. Spoke to me and everything. Spoke right to me. Gentlemen, you're playing an extremely dangerous game. You can sit back on your accounts and you can laugh and joke about it all you want. Everything comes to an end in life. You will not be on this earth as long as you want to. You have to leave this earth. Everybody has to. You're playing an extremely dangerous game. In the next life, we will collect you. And at the age you're at right now, well, there's almost one foot in the grave. Every time I see y'all messages come across and start acting Karen, I shake my head. It's a shame that it can control that much of your life. I feel sorry for you. Again, you can't damage us. Nothing can happen to us at all, period. I see the destruction that's coming to you at hand. It's very, very awful. And get your act together. End up in that dark place. I told you about a woman who, oh my goodness, good gracious. I mean, she just, when we moved there, we heard stories. She was a very, very wicked person. Very wicked. Slept with other people's husbands, caused rumors and fights, all kinds of stuff. Just wicked, 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 evil stuff. And long story short, she died in her house. She froze to death. Her last days, she froze to death. And this is a woman that when we got over there, she couldn't stand me. She hated us. Didn't like any of us at all. There were a bunch of them. There were about a few of them. They sat on that porch and they drank, they carried on and acted up. They had sweet jobs. They all worked their jobs and all stuff like that. But they were just nasty people. Just very nasty human beings. And long story short, near the end of her timeline, her family, her so-called family, who claimed that no one touches my mother at the end of the day and this, that, and the other, they let that woman die in that house. No one came down to see her for weeks on end. I think when they started realizing she started having Alzheimer's and stuff like that, I guess they figured she was a burden, they didn't want her. So they left her in that house. And none of her family members come down to get her, see her, nothing whatsoever. I don't know what went on in the house and how she made it and survived and whatever went on. But this woman did some very evil acts. And at this particular point, she was so far gone that she probably didn't realize that, you know, that she sinned that greatly. There's no way to recover from that. You can't remember things. But those things that you've done are written in that book. They're never going to go away, ever. So I came home from a family get together and it was cold outside. It was so cold outside. It's like, you know have the gloves on, you can feel your fingers freeze up like they're about to fall off. That type of cold. She was out there with this thin nightgown on. Outside. And I remember I told you about these crackheads were trying to coach her back into the house so they can rob her. And I sat up there. Now this woman did some very nasty stuff to me. I had to take two of her family members to court. I sued one of them. I had to take both of them to court because they were harassing me. I could have walked past that and walked in the house. Whatever would have happened, it would have happened to me. None of my business at the end of the day. I could have been that type of person. But I didn't. Because I'm a Christian man today. I got to answer for everything that I do. And what's right is right. No matter how this person treated me, and she treated me like trash, garbage, did all kinds of stuff. Try to have people kill me, had people attack me, had people fight me. I could have sat there and got my revenge and just sat there and watched these people rob her and do God knows what with her. But I didn't. I went over to go help her out. And that's what I did. I got the crackheads away from her and said, hey, I'm family at the end of the day. You got to back this down. Get the freak away from her. And they left. And then I called 911 and had an officer come over and handle the situation. And then after the officers got there and she was in good hands, I went in and prayed about her situation. So, I don't know why the officers left her in that cold house. I know they walked in the house, was freezing. I don't know why they left her in there. But they did. And she died the next day. So, family came down. I didn't know she had passed away. I just haven't seen her at all. When I haven't seen her with the Alzheimer's, she's just been inside that house. I haven't seen her much anyway. They were always sitting on the porch, the whole family, but nobody was out there. So later on, somebody came by the house and discovered her body. And they had called paramedics and covered her up. She was out there for a while, but you can see everything was laying flat on the sheets. You see part of her body sticking up over the sheets because the rigor mortis sets in, the body is stiff. But anyway, still no family shows up. Only one person that came to check on her. And then later on, one of the brothers popped up, and he was an evil person too, very, very evil, dark soul human being. He took all her belongings, all her stuff, everything she had, he threw it out in the street. Let the crack kids rummage through her stuff, all her stuff. He didn't care at all, period. He had the house all cleaned up, had somebody clean the house, and sold the house. Now the house was unsellable because it had problems. It had a drainage issue in the front, which you had required you to have a backhoe and dig all that up, and that's a lot of money. It's expensive. So he sold it to somebody at his job. He sold him the house for $15,000. And they moved in. And when it rained, the sewage system, the toilet, would push whatever right through the toilet and everything. It was a mess. It was disgusting. So she had to have somebody come in and She tried to get her money back, but it was a verbal agreement, and he ripped her off. So she ended up moving her stuff out of the house, losing $15,000, ended up living with her parents, because she was friends, I talked to her a few times, living with her parents because she had to go move with her parents because she didn't have any money that, she was saving for a house, and he did her dirty, because that's the kind of people they were. They were dirty individuals. Now, in between that time, I'm sitting and listening to family radio, and I got this feeling over me. It was her. She was there. She was in the building with me. And what I saw in the vision, when I saw her, I saw in a very dark place. There's nothing, endless darkness. It was like someone took a piece of chalk and drew an outline of her body. The body wasn't there. It was just the head. The head was there. I could see her face and everything, but I couldn't see the rest. Sometimes the Lord doesn't show you everything, because there's some things you can't handle, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't handle that. I just saw her head floating, and I seen her in extreme fear. Fear way beyond fear. No fear, way beyond fear. Scared to death of whatever's over there. She was terrified. And she was begging me. She was asking me for forgiveness. It was so terrifying. And what I felt for her, I felt so bad for her, that I asked the Lord if he could take 1 year of my life to give to her. This is a woman who tormented my life. To give to her so she can have the opportunity to be saved. And the Lord said no. And she had her time. She had her time when she was on this earth to make that decision, didn't make it. I'd never forget that, how terrible. I had tears coming out of my eyes and everything. It was that terrifying of a place. She was trapped in that place forever. She was scared to death, and I heard her begging me for this forgiveness. And I forgave her a long time ago. I forgave her the day that I came out of there and basically helped her out. I forgave her. Because if I didn't forgive her, I would have walked in the house and let whatever happened. No, I forgave her a long time ago. But I begged and asked, I begged the Lord with all my heart, if he could take a year of my life and give it to her. Bring her back somehow, that she could be able. She didn't have to come back the same person, but she'd come back as something else, somebody else. But if you could do that, the Lord said, no, I can't do this, because again, you had your time on this earth. So I asked the Lord to take her away. Please get her away from me, please. I can't take this anymore. And she disappeared. Yeah. Gentlemen, you're going to an awful place. Now, again, the devil will get in your head and he'll tell you at the end of the day, oh, he's a liar, he's this, that, and the other. That's what he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you everything I say out of my mouth is a lie. Because at the end of the day, he knows it's true. But he's going to tell you that it's a lie at the end of the day, so you can continue on that path, so he can collect you. God forbid, when you go to that place, you will truly understand how horrible it is going to be. You're on that path. Go to their Facebook page, go to their YouTube channel, you see the hatred and the bitterness and the angriness that they're pushing out. That's all Satan. So you've never seen the devil? Well, you see the devil. You see the devil all the time. You see the devil every single day. Every day. People watch Cops and they look at, oh, it's a bunch of people acting. No, I see the devil. That's what I see. And you gotta be careful because he's fast. He's extremely, extremely fast. Every time I got upset with something to catch myself, whoop, caught myself on that one. They're about to get upset and get angry with somebody, caught myself. Now, I may be out there describing basic different fighting styles that I may have used if I got into a situation. Does it mean I'm going to use them? No, because I can't use them. I got rules and regulations I have to follow by. And because of these rules and regulations, because I would go out and attack people on that, because I know this stuff, it's because, again, I have rules and regulations. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You can't do that. That's why I put my faith in him. Because I know that the devil pushed me in that situation, but will protect me so I don't have to use what I know at the end of the day. God always watches you, always takes care of you. I have to remind myself, when this happens, and it will be testing us from time to time, that I'm not talking to a person, I'm talking to a demon. We lose track of that. We think we're talking to somebody and we're arguing with that person. And then you get upset and that demon enters you. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. You just want you to kill each other. Just talking to a demon. You're upset. That guy used to call my phone, and he'd be there just screaming and yelling on the phone. This other guy, screaming and yelling on the phone. When we picked up the phone, I prayed it in the blood of Jesus. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I rebuke you. You hung the phone up. Demon. Because you let the demon use you. That's what you do. When you're out there carrying on acting like that, you let Satan use you. Instead of carrying on, that demon tried to jump into me. I said, well, you're going to scream and you're going to call me and threaten this life and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not even going to play this game with you. No. I'm gonna put it in the name of Jesus. I'm going to rebuke you. You're not going to jump at me with some dumb nonsense today. Bye. All right, people. I'm out of here. I'm happy about this new blessing we got from the Lord. We have another one coming up soon. I can't wait to be showing that one off soon. This blue is gorgeous. I love it. I freaking love it. Oh, I do love it. I can't wait to see the invisible version. We got a visible version of it too. So, oh, it's gorgeous. You see right through the screen. So there's another one we show it too. Well, all these have invisible kind of parts to them. So we can't wait for that. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time. I gotta go and God bless. Oops. Here we go.